Hey, gang, welcome back to another week of the Restart podcast. And y'all, not only is it another week of the show, but it is the last episode of this year. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? I have officially completed 6 months of hosting this podcast. I am so happy, so excited, and thrilled for what I've done, for what next year holds for this show. And I hope that you come back and you stick around because we're going to have a lot more guests, a lot more topics. We're going to cover a shit ton more about nutrition, health, just single parenting, life over 40, dating over 40, midlife weight struggles, adult children, and so much more. So I hope that you stick around for the full year. Anyway, today I wanted to reflect on the top 10 things that I did and or learned this year since we are here at the end of 2024. Can I tell you, it's been a hell of a year. It really has, both good, bad, and in the middle for everything. But I have learned so much. I have grown as a person in so many areas of my life. And I just thought I would make a list and run down the list and share that with you guys. So, without further ado, the number one thing that happened to me this year is I became a Gigi. Yes, I became a grandma. If you guys follow me over on Instagram, I share my grandson all the time. His name is Keanu, like Keanu Reeves, middle name Issa, Keanu Issa. Issa stands for God with us. So I love that name. And he is a beauty, y'all. He is so perfect, so handsome. I never thought I would be a grandma in my 40s, but hey, here we are, right? Life has other plans for us, obviously. So that's number one is our whole life changed, our whole family dynamic changed with this beautiful gift that God gave us. Number two, the second thing that happened to me in 2024 is I got what I thought was my dream job. And I had been wanting to work in my career field, which is what I went to school to do for a very long time. So, my degree is in exercise science. I'm an exercise physiologist. But since I graduated college, which was actually 100 years ago now, right? I have not been able to find a job in this area where I live with that criteria, with people who are hiring for that title until this year. And I ended up, getting the job. I felt like, oh my gosh, this is going to be my career. I'm set. I'm ready to go for the next 20, 25 years until I retire. And it just so happened that when I moved and I got into the job, I really didn't like it. It really wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I can tell you that I was very miserable at that job. I did not even really want to go to work every day. There were some perks about the job. Of course, the pay was nice and, the people that were there were nice, but I really didn't like the overall dynamic of the job. I did not like my boss. I did not like the culture of the company. The town and the people are very religious. And while I'm a Christian, one thing I'm not is religious. And so that town, it was just like smothered in religion and church. And I really felt harassed every day that I went to work about come to church, come to our church, come to our church, come to Sunday school. Like it was nonstop, y'all, nonstop. And it really caused me to really have a great disdain for the job itself. But I will say, it forced me to wake up because the job, AKA career that I thought I always wanted, I ended up not liking the most out of all the jobs I've ever had, which I thought was ironic because it's in my career field. It's what I went to school to do, so I should enjoy it, right? No. So that was a huge awakening in my life. Like, okay, I had to ask myself, Sabrina, what is it that you really want? Because what you thought you wanted didn't work out and you hated it. So, what is it that you really want? So, I had to do a lot of inner soul searching this year. So, the third thing that happened that transformed my life this year was the devastation that my daughter and I went through with Hurricane Helene. We barely survived that hurricane. I've talked about that in another episode, and you're welcome to go back and listen to that, where I specifically talk about the details of surviving Hurricane Helene. But we barely made it out. And it was an absolute miracle that we did. And I've never been through an actual hurricane where the eye of the storm was directly over me, over my house. And it was terrifying. It was catastrophic damage. And it's something that I will never forget. We had two trees fall on our home and we had to leave. We had to end up moving from the house that we had just moved into a month prior. So that was a huge wake up call to me to live every single day to the fullest extent. Every single day, no regrets, no more waiting. We don't have time to waste. Go and live and be present. So that was number 3. Number 4, the fourth thing that happened to me this year that I loved is I started another business. So 3 years ago, I started a women's dance fitness studio. And this year, I wanted to do something different and branch out a little bit. And I started a outdoor co-ed boot camp for both men and women. And it is called Energy Fitness and Wellness, but it's the letters NRG, but it's pronounced like energy. And I started that. I'm only about a month deep into that, but I love it. I offer boot camp classes, outdoor yoga, core booty classes, walking classes, and stroller fitness for new moms. And the great thing about that is I designed the website myself from scratch. I built that website from the ground up. I designed every package, every tier of membership, and I'm still in developing it, but it is up and ready for the masses to see. So I'm so proud of myself for starting something, having the courage to go out, branch out, and do something totally different that I was very scared to do. And it was very out of my comfort zone, but I'm glad that I did that. So that's number 4. Number 5 is I got closer to God this year than I ever have, ever. And part of that reason was going through the hurricane and losing pretty much almost everything that we had and having to literally start over. But I think all of those different events just propelled me to want to draw closer to the Lord and really grow my faith. And I can tell you this year that my spiritual life is so strong. I just expect it to continue to grow on into next year and the following years. And I have been reading my Bible more. I've been praying more. I've been trying to understand God's word and what he means, and the real, teachings of the Bible, not just the biblical names and, the parables, but what do they really mean? What did God want to relay to modern day people like myself? So that's number 5. I grew closer to the Lord more than ever. Number 6 that happened to me this year is I became an empty nester for the very first time. And you have to understand that I've been a mom my whole entire life. I'm 45. I've been a mom since I was 20. So I've never not had a child living with me in my house until this year. And I can tell you that it has been a very hard transitional period for me. I was saying over on my Patreon that not enough people talk about the real difficult lows that you feel when your children are no longer in the house with you. There's a part of you that's like, yes, I have freedom and I can, be on my own schedule again. I have my time, but there's another part of you that's really lost because you lose a part of yourself, especially if your identity your whole life has been as a mom, as a parent, and a caretaker. And that has been extremely difficult for me. I talk about that in another podcast episode on this show where I talk about your identity and trying to find who you are in midlife is very challenging. And I am loving the quality time I have by myself. I'm, finding myself again, and I'm trying all new things and different opportunities and stuff like that. But I really do miss my children, and I miss having them in my house hands on where I can care for them and talk to them and do things for them or do things with them. I'm going to places by myself a lot lately. So that has been very challenging for me. There's been a lot of dark days, a lot of tears, a lot of sad nights. So if you are in that same boat yourself, please know that you are not alone and it will get better. It will get better. There are brighter days ahead. And actually, adult children are so cool. It's so cool to see your kids as adults, living their lives, doing their own thing, having their own families. It's really an awesome experience. So hang in there if you're in that boat because it will get better. Number 7, the seventh thing that I have learned and change for this year is my personal development. Every single morning, I have started listening to an app called Growth Day from world renowned speaker and master himself, Brendon Burchard. And if you don't know who that is, you need to go look him up immediately because you should know who he is. He is the number one motivational speaker in the world. And he created an app called Growth Day. And every day he has something that he loads onto the app called Daily Fire. And it is like having a therapist in your ear every single day. I listen to it every morning while I'm drinking my coffee, and it has completely changed my mindset, my outlook, my belief in myself, my self confidence, my clarity, and my daily habits. So, again, the app is called Growth Day. Number 8, the eighth thing that I have done this year is I have started to develop my own workout plan. So, as an exercise physiologist, I've always known how to develop workouts, but I have never actually put it into play until now. So, I am in the middle of doing workouts where I develop workouts every 4 to 5 weeks, and I'm hopefully going to launch it into an app next year. But if I can't do the app, then it will definitely be on a website. And I'm excited to train people and to bring in all my nutritional science experience that I have and just lay it all out there for people. These are gym workouts. And if you are looking for something that will challenge you, where you can burn at least 300 to 500 calories each workout, you love to lift, you want to learn how to lift, you want to get back into strength training, this workout is going to be for you. So I am in the middle of developing that now, but I'm so excited. Again, that's another step forward that I took in the world to really grow myself professionally. So I'm proud of myself. Number 9, the ninth thing that I did and learned this year is about boundaries. I have put in so many strict boundaries with people in my life, people that were very close to me, people of my own family that I will not say their names on here, but people that I didn't really want to cut off, but I knew I had to for my mental health, for my peace of mind, for my productivity, for my creativity, for my self-esteem and my self-worth in my future. I have put in very strict boundaries, and I have not wavered from those boundaries. And again, I'm so proud of myself. And part of that comes from that personal development, every day training my mind to become better and have that, full belief and support of myself and my decisions. So that would be number 9. And the 10th thing that I have learned this year is that I am going to unapologetically be myself. No more will I play small. No more will I crouch or cower behind things that people don't like or don't support me in. I don't care if nobody likes my post. I don't care if you don't listen to me. I don't care if you're not my friend on social media. I don't care if you don't follow me. I hope that you do, and I hope that you will if you're not. But those things don't validate my worth. Those things are not a predictor of who I am as a person. My worth, my value, my belief in myself lies in God. And I love myself. I love me so much. I don't hesitate saying that, because if you don't love yourself, who will? If you don't take care of yourself, who will? If you don't believe in yourself, how can others? So I am so confident this year I'm going to post and produce and create and share things with you guys, whether or not I get any kickback at all. It doesn't matter, because I am finally doing what makes me happy. And I cannot be prouder of myself. This girl who once was so scared to put herself out there, who once was so worried about what somebody's going to say or talk about or gossip behind my back, no longer gives a damn. You know what I'm saying? I am fully myself. I am so proud of how far I've come and everything that I've been through. And I am just ready to share my potential with the world. So there you go. Those are my 10 things for 2024. I hope that you will do the same thing. You don't have to share them out loud, but just write down 10 things that happened to you this year, or 10 things that you learned about yourself, about others, about the world around you, 10 things you did that you're proud of. And let's make 2025 even better. What do you say? So thank you guys for listening. This is our last episode of the year. Please join me next year for 2025 on the Restart podcast. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.